Hello! Happy St. Patrick's Day, everyone!
Hello.
Hi,
Hello.
everybody.
If you're joining us live, say hello in the comments. Feel free to ask questions along the way of our mystery guest. We'll be watching those, and if we have time, we'll certainly ask your questions as well. And if you're catching the replay, feel free to say hello. We'll say hi later and let us know what you think about our interview. And now our second episode, our second mystery guest, she has been a Sweet Adeline for 59 years. She is a premier vocal coach and a two-time queen. What? Please welcome Mary Dick.
Hey.
Oh, Mary, you're muted. Mary, unmute yourself. There we go. Hi.
There you go.
I clicked on it not hard enough, evidently.
It happens.
Thank you for inviting me on St. Patrick's Day, no less.
That's right.
Yes, you all look lovely.
As do you. So I am excited for our guest tonight because she is my mother, lovingly known as Queen Mother Mary. So Mom, we're happy to have you here. And to get us started, can you please tell us what drove you into the world of Sweet Adelines?
Well, I had, when I was teaching school in Hastings, I had 4 young men in my choir that wanted to sing barbershop, and so they did. And then that was that, but then I married a barbershopper. And so Richard Dick, my husband, got me into being Sweet Adelines. He was coaching the Nutcracker Suites, and one night their lead couldn't be there, and he said, "Why don't you come along and sing?" I said, "Well, you know, but it was kind of fun." I did, and the rest is history. Because she got married, and her husband said, "Well, now you're not going to do that anymore." And so I stepped in her place, and our honeymoon was the Men's International Convention in Dallas, Texas, in which he was competing with the Lake Eris Quartet. So it was
kind of romantic.
Baptism by fire.
What year was that? What year was that, your first international?
Well, we were married in 1960. And so it was that men's convention in 1960 with in Dallas.
Mary, just a minute. I heard Angela said something about 2 crowns. Now, we all know about the Nutcracker Suites crown in 1964. Tell us about that second crown.
Well, my other crown was in 1954. And I was crowned Kalachki Queen in Montgomery, Minnesota, which is a Czech celebration. I am not Czech, but that was a fun time because it rode in a lot of parades and rode in the Winter Carnival Parade. It was chilly.
Mm-hmm.
And actually the Winter Carnival Parade, as a guest queen, we were at the St. Paul Hotel, and the Hut 4 quartet came and sang for the Queens that night. And I also heard that quartet at that time. So that was fun.
Nice.
So Kalachki Queen, that's a Czech bun.
Oh, I was going to ask, is it sweet? You know, is it a sweet?
It's a sweet dough, and it is filled with poppy seed or prunes and apricots, and now they fill it with everything else. But those were the 3 things I grew up with.
And the best one, in your opinion, is?
Apricot or poppy seed. It's a toss-up.
Do you make them?
No, but I've helped my mother. And then our whole family of women went out to the lake, and my nieces and Heidi and Heather and all these kids. And we had a weekend at the lake making kalachkis one time. And everybody had my mom's recipe, and they were all different.
A lot of taste testing going on there.
Yes, it was fun.
I'm looking at Facebook over here. We got lots of people who are watching the interview. If you are watching and you have a question for Miss Mary Dick, please post it here. Someone says, Pat Torrey, I was always in awe of Mary, her voice, talent, and personality. Oh, nice.
All right.
Yeah, but I'll keep
Very
watching your Facebook. So if you have questions, just go ahead, pop them on there.
Awesome. So for those of you who think that, Queen Mother Mary's life revolves around Sweet Adeline's alone, you're mistaken. There is another side to her musical life. And we'd like to give you a little peek into that, to the other side of this world.
And the name of that is Frühlingsmorgen.
Meaning,
What's that translate to?
what does that mean?
Ah, yes, that was fun.
Yeah, so that was
Mary,
just a
what does
couple
that
years
title
ago.
translate to?
Pardon me?
What does it translate to, the title?
Spring Morgan. Morgan is morning. Frühling is what was that?
Spring? Maybe spring? We'll have to look it up later. It's German.
Whatever. Yeah, we
right?
can all look it up.
it up.
Well, anyway, so for me, that's a true testament that you can keep your voice in good working order well into your 80s. So that was a couple of years ago. And Mom, you are active in church choir, where you also sing solos, duets, trios. You're a member of your college music fraternity, Sigma Alpha Iota, and where you perform there also. You're also a performing member of Thursday Musical. So if you could give us just a little, tell us a little bit about these organizations and maybe what they mean to you, or just a little background. And
well, church choir has been forever. I've always sung in a choir, church, except for in college when I wasn't singing. And when I taught school, I sang in the church choir in Hastings. Thursday Musical is a performance group. You audition for that, and they have the artist performer and then the home programs. And I auditioned for the home programs. And so in the spring and the fall, they have about 3 different homes that offer programs, and they're lovely, very intimate and nice. And the other programs are given at like McPhail, and they're and anybody can join Thursday Musical, and it's really a bargain price for absolutely wonderful music. And they give scholarships. They have student scholarships that they promote. And Sigma Alpha Iota is a professional music fraternity for women. And I joined when I was in college, and Heather and Heidi are also SAI, Sigma Alpha Iota members. Heidi as a patroness, and Heather joined in college. And it's a professional music fraternity for women, and it's wonderful because you can continue and always be an SAI and be on the programs, or be an officer and participate. And we give scholarships to collegiate. We have collegiate chapters there's one in Winona and one in Eau Claire. There used to be one at the university, which is currently inactive right now. And so I've been an alumni in that group. I've probably been president, vice president, program chairman, you name it. And it's a wonderful, wonderful friendship. My accompanist for many, many years was my college accompanist in the studio of Roy Schussler. And she's still a dear friend. So it's great.
So we had someone ask, Judy Whiteport asked, what was that high note that you sang in that was a German piece? Do you know what your high note was?
But it may have been an F. I don't think it was real high. I think it was just like a high B flat.
Yeah.
in that song.
Are you like a soprano by
Lyric soprano, yes,
soprano?
yes. And you know, God has blessed me. I've been grateful for my voice because it's still there. And I sang Ave Maria in the high key at a funeral a couple of years ago. And one of the barbershoppers came up to me afterwards and said, "How can you sing that high at your age?" And you know, it's easy because I live in technique. My brain is always thinking technique subconsciously, and it's just a habit.
But you've taken lessons for.
Yes, and I will go back and have lessons as soon as we can do that again. Yes.
That's amazing. So awesome. Mary, with all of your musical experience, do you think you could pick one favorite moment?
That's a real tough question, because do I pick the when I was in Europe with 3 other teachers and we were in the Pantheon in Rome and I sang Panis Angelicus in the Pantheon in Rome? Or is it when I sang Light a Rose with the real Buffalo Bills on my husband's chorus show in Bloomington? It is not recorded. It is not listed in the program. It is only in my head and my heart. Mm-hmm. And so that was a thrill. Or was it, you know, getting the crown, or was it singing Don't Cry Out Loud at the International Convention with my chorus and suddenly realizing that everybody's standing up? And I'm like, oh, how nice, you know? So they're just, it's hard to pick one. They're all special.
Right, with all of that music in your life, it would make sense that you'd have more than one. That's awesome.
I couldn't pick one.
Do you have other hobbies outside of barbershop, outside of music?
When there's time. No, I love my yard. I love my garden. And Heidi is my ace assistant gardener and who does lots of it. But I love my garden. And Heidi and I enjoy painting. You need a wall, a room painted. We just enjoy that. You know, we don't tape, we just edge.
That's risky.
Oh, that's awesome. Any more questions from Facebook at all?
Good question. There are not.
All right.
Come on, Facebook.
Yep, if you have more questions, go for it.
All right. So Mom, we have one last question for you. And you know, it's been really fun talking to you. And of course, I knew all of the answers to these questions. So anybody could have asked me and I would have had the right answer. But anyways, we would like to know if you have any spice advice for us.
Spice advice. Well, let's see, if it was something I live by and you can live by, when I used to tell my mother, aren't you worried about that? And she said, oh, I think things have a way of working out. And I kind of live by that, by which same token, if I have advice for spice, keep the joy and gratitude in your, you are a personable quartet and very approachable. Don't ever lose that. So just keep the joy and we'll feel that joy and your love of being together as a foursome. And I just thank you so much for having me. And thank you for taking such good care of Mommy Dearest at the conventions, because you guys are wonderful to me. You're just my favorite quartet.
Well, it's for everybody to know. It's not a room of 4, it's a room of 5. Mom's with us every step of the way.
At least
And
5.
it's our pleasure to have her with us.
Yes.
Thank
Yes.
you so much.
And Mary, thanks for that great advice, and thanks for being with us this evening. And we want to thank all of our Facebook friends for joining us as well. Don't forget to join us soon at our next Spice Mystery interview. That's coming up on April 7th. So all tune in, please. And most of all, we'd like you to remember to live life with a little spice.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Thank you.